The dust has barely settled on the most recent battle in the evolution wars that occurred in the sleepy town of Dover, Pennsylvania. Parents of the children in Dover schools sued when the school board compelled the reading of a disclaimer in biology classes stating that evolution is a theory, not a fact. In reaching his decision, the presiding judge in the case adroitly focused on one key issue: the mixing of science and religion in public schools. Why does this keep happening, and why is it so problematic? To make sense of this, we need to understand how science and religion are similar and how they are different. This is a brief explanation. Science relies on the testing of explanations about the natural or material world. In order to be considered scientific, an idea about how nature works must be tested, and nature herself is the arbiter of what's true. Many things of importance lie outside the realm of science. Things such as aesthetics, morality, and emotion may have compelling value to humans, but cannot be tested and measured by the yardsticks found in nature. Within science, there are several ways of testing to see if ideas or hypotheses comport with the natural world. Direct experimentation, for instance, is a very powerful tool for evaluating claims about the natural world. This approach to science is enshrined in the scientific method, which students are taught beginning in grade school. As all students know, the scientific method typically entails identifying a falsifiable hypothesis, figuring out a way to test it with an experiment, holding all variables except the one being tested constant, and comparing the results to controls to decide whether or not the hypothesis is supported or refuted through direct observation. Nothing much new here. There is, however, another way of conducting scientific inquiry, and that is through indirect experimentation. In this case, it may not be possible to directly control variables, and the phenomenon under scrutiny may not be directly observable. Nonetheless, explanations about such natural occurrences can be tested, even when the events under consideration occurred in the distant past or are not directly perceivable by human senses. Often, tests of this nature are developed and tested as predictions or if-then statements. As an example, electrons are too small to see, but using specialized equipment, their presence can be detected and tracked. Predictions about their behavior can be tested. Similarly, while no human was present to witness the Big Bang, its occurrence and history are traceable by the rate of expansion of the current universe. Just as criminals may not be present at a crime scene when forensic investigators try to deduce who committed a crime, the criminal will leave signs of his presence that can be used to learn his identity. Using these techniques, all predicated on testing, scientific information is obtained. An equally compelling way of thinking about the world is through religion. All human societies have religious beliefs, and while there are significant differences in the tenets of even closely related religious sects, the function of all religions are similar. Religion provides an avenue to the transcendent spiritual world. It provides a structure for mediating behavior, and religion provides explanations about how the natural world works. The first two functions of religion are clearly outside the realm of science. However, religion overlaps with science in trying to provide explanations for natural phenomena. It is this overlap in function that has generated so much friction and misunderstanding in our time. Why is there a conflict? To understand it, we need to know how science and religion differ. As we have seen, scientific information is acquired through rigorous testing and comparison to nature. Religious ideas, on the other hand, are predicated on the authority of divine texts such as the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and are held to be the revealed truth of a supernatural being or God. One either believes the prescriptions of a particular religion or not. The truth of religious ideas cannot be tested. The kind of evidence that can be adduced by science and religion to explain nature is therefore quantitatively and qualitatively different. Does this make one better than the other? No. It means, however, that they are not the same thing. Each person must decide for himself whether scientific or religious explanations of nature make more sense. What is not open for interpretation is the nature of the two enterprises. Science and religion provide explanations about nature that use different standards of evidence. Science relies on empirical testing of hypotheses that can be falsified if the hypothesis is wrong. Religion relies on faith, not the testing of the validity of claims. The Christian Bible put it succinctly: faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Therein lies the difference between religion and science. They are not synonymous. One should not be asked to do the work of the other. Science and religion, however, can coexist as long as the critical differences between the two modes of thought are understood.